In the late 80s, Daystate, out of the UK, was producing pump paintball markers for the UK market. In some counties of the UK, CO2 was illegal. So Daystate stepped in and offered their same compressed air reservoir pellet and BB rifles to that new and emerging paintball market. Eventually, CO2 was legalized, and the market for Daystate's stock class and direct feed pump paintball markers disappeared. Most of these markers featured steel barrels and air reservoirs similar to Daystate's pellet and BB rifles at the time. In the year that followed, pump paintball markers from the United States and from Europe began to trickle in, and other UK-based manufacturers began to emerge. Sterling would be one of those, run by Dave Galsworthy. But Daystate wasn't out of the paintball marker game entirely. They wanted to introduce a new pump marker, and this was it. This is the Daystate Patriot. Now, the Daystate Patriot is a name that you might recognize because likely around a year later, Daystate would introduce the SAM Patriot, which is a semi-automatic version of the Patriot. But this version of the Daystate Patriot is a pump, and this is the only example I've seen. But since it's very well thought out, I would imagine that Daystate made a large number of these, and they were probably all rental markers, just like this one. This one has a 52 cut into the, or stamped into the grips here. And I would imagine not many exist any longer. A couple cool features on this are the feed neck is actually pinned in. So these pins actually hold the feed neck in. It has a super short removable barrel with only a few threads. Looks like I'm turning it a lot, but you can see it's a super quick and coarse, non-fine thread. O-ring on the barrel as well. Brass-lined barrel. It's undercocking with a steel rod that's rectangular, so it can actually twist. Has an adapter on the back, which most likely can unscrew and can allow a compressed air chamber on. The plate between the receiver and the body is similar to the construction of a line-of-sight Bushmaster, which would most likely predate this marker by, I would say, a year, because the Bushmaster was introduced in late '87 for the earliest versions, and production versions really range from '88 up until, I don't know when the last Bushmaster was made, but Bushmaster's heyday was '88, '89, and '90. So this was likely introduced in '89, I would imagine. As I mentioned earlier, it's a very well thought out and constructed marker made out of brass, aluminum, steel, and plastic for the Lone Star grip. Internals are Nelson. I have not disassembled it, so I don't know if they are standardized or not, but it's a very beat up paint gun. I will likely try to shoot it and see how it does.